that feeling. You know, the one, a song comes on, or maybe you smell something baking, smells like your grandmother's kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Or you see an old photo, and boom, suddenly you're not just remembering it, you feel like you're actually there.
Yeah, it's like the air feels different, the light. You can almost hear the sounds again, right?
Exactly. It's such a powerful sensation, way more than just recalling a fact.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
like this complete download, pulling you back with all your senses firing.
Absolutely. And that specific feeling, that sort of sweet, maybe sometimes aching pullback nostalgia, right? Like for ages, it had a bit of a bad reputation, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Some people saw it as maybe being stuck in the past or even a bit weak.
Right. But the sources we've been digging into for this deep dive, they tell a completely different story.
Totally. What's really fascinating is how they connect that sort of fuzzy, personal feeling of nostalgia with, actual hard psychological research.
And brain science, too.
Brain science, yeah, and really practical steps, things we can all actually do. We looked at academic studies, stuff on stress and memory, guides on reflection.
Even daily gratitude practices, right?
Exactly. It's quite a mix.
So our mission here really is to unpack what's going on when we feel that pull. We want to get beyond just, nostalgia, and find out the science behind it. The how and why.
And crucially, figure out how we can intentionally use this amazing internal resource we all have.
Yeah, use it to genuinely feel better right now, handle stress better, even feel more like, ourselves.
Mm-hmm. But without getting lost back there, right? Keeping one foot firmly in the present.
Exactly. Grounded now, but using the past.
Okay, so let's jump in. The idea that nostalgia is just this, sentimental escape to the good old days, that really doesn't cut it.
No, it feels much deeper than that.
Way deeper. One source had this great line describing it like a file that removed the rough edges from the good old days, which kind of acknowledges that rosy tint it often has.
Yeah, we tend to remember the good stuff.
We do. But more than that, this source called nostalgia a compass.
A compass? That's interesting, because usually a compass points you forward, right, to somewhere new. How does looking back act like a compass?
Well, that's the really cool insight. By pulling us back to these really significant moments, times we felt connected or achieved something or belonged or even overcame a challenge.
Okay.
Nostalgia basically reminds us of what's genuinely important to us, our core values, the relationships that matter, the things that shaped who we are.
Ah, I see. So reflecting on that can actually clarify your path forward, show you what direction feels authentic.
Exactly. It's not about getting lost. It's about finding your bearings by checking in with your past anchors.
That makes a ton of sense. And the triggers are everywhere, aren't they? Music is a huge one for me.
Oh, definitely.
You hear a song you haven't heard in decades and bang, you're 17 again in that car with those friends.
Feeling exactly what you felt then. Yeah, maybe back when the only buzz was the car radio, not your phone going off every 2 seconds.
Totally. And smells, too. You mentioned baking.
Smells are incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Rain on hot pavement, maybe a certain perfume, cut grass.
Yeah, or familiar places, old movies, photos, even food. It can all just instantly transport you.
It really can. And we see this reflected all over popular culture, right?
Oh, constantly. Retro fashion cycles, movie reboots, TV show reunions.
Yeah, or films like Midnight in Paris, which is literally about longing for a different, maybe idealized past.
Right.
And think about things like the Barbie movie recently, sparking trends like pink flip phones coming back.
Yeah.
It's not just selling a phone, it's tapping into this shared cultural memory, a feeling linked to a specific time. It shows nostalgia isn't just personal.
It's communal, too.
Exactly. Tapping into those shared memories builds connection, a sense of belonging.
Okay, so let's get into the mechanics a bit. How does this actually work? What's happening inside our heads that makes it feel like we're reliving it, not just, thinking about it?
Right. So the research uses this really great term, mental transportation.
Mental transportation. Okay.
Yeah. It's different from just remembering facts, like a date or a name. It's the feeling of actively, vividly re-experiencing a past event.
So you don't just remember that you went to a concert.
Exactly. You can almost hear the music again, see the lights, maybe even smell the stale beer or popcorn or whatever.
Got it. So it's like a full sensory replay in your mind.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's an imagery-rich process tied to your episodic memory. That's the system that stores your personal life events, like your mental autobiography.
Okay.
And the research shows that when you feel nostalgic, you're much more likely to have this really strong sense of mental transportation back to that specific moment. It's an active journey, not just passive recall.
Okay, so nostalgia fires up this mental transportation engine, but
Yeah.
is it just a neat brain trick, or are there real benefits? Beyond just feeling nice for a second.
Oh, far beyond just feeling nice. The studies we looked at point to really concrete, measurable psychological benefits. This isn't just warm fuzzies.
All right, lay it on me. What kind of payoffs are we talking about?
Well, they cover a few key areas of well-being. First off, the social side. Recalling nostalgic memories significantly boosts feelings of social connectedness.
So feeling accepted, like you belong, feeling loved.
Exactly. That fundamental human need.
Wow. Okay, that's big. What else?
It also ties into our sense of self and purpose. Nostalgia is linked to feeling like your life has personal meaning.
Meaning. Yeah.
And it connects to higher self-esteem, more optimism about the future, feeling inspired, and also this thing called self-continuity.
Self-continuity, what's that exactly?
It's that feeling of being connected to who you were in the past, understanding the thread that runs through your life story, linking past you to present you.
Ah, okay. Like seeing your life as a coherent story. That sounds really grounding.
It really is. And maybe one of the most striking findings, its role as a stress buffer.
A stress buffer, how does that work?
Well, studies have shown that deliberately reminiscing about positive memories can actually dampen your body's physiological stress response.
Wait, seriously? Thinking about a happy memory can affect, like, stress hormones?
Yes, that's what the research suggests. In some studies, they stress people out, the usual lab stressors.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And then they had some participants reminisce positively. Those folks showed a smaller rise in cortisol, the main stress hormone, compared to control groups.
Whoa.
And they also reported feeling less negative emotion afterwards. It's like you're using your own good memories, these self-generated positive emotions, to help regulate the stress you're feeling right now.
That's incredible. So we all have this built-in stress management tool basically sitting in our heads.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the brain science backs this up too. It adds another layer.
How so?
Well, positive reminiscence activates brain areas involved in emotion processing and regulation, parts of the prefrontal cortex, for example.
Okay.
And it also lights up reward pathways, the parts of the brain associated with feeling good.
So it feels good and helps manage bad feelings.
Basically, yeah. Think of it as giving your brain's feel good and calm down systems a little boost. Some studies even show better communication between brain areas involved in controlling emotions and thinking during positive recall.
And that leads to...
And that increased connectivity correlates with actually feeling more positive while you're remembering. It suggests our brains are kind of wired to use these memories to combat stress.
Okay, mind blown a little. Powerful benefits, backed by science. But this brings up that question, doesn't it? How do we tap into this without just, living in the past all the time?
Right. Where's the line between healthy reflection and just getting stuck?
Yeah, or dwelling on stuff.
That's a really critical distinction, and all the sources emphasize this. The benefits come from balanced engagement. It's not about constantly wishing things were like they used to be or using memories to escape the present.
So what differentiates helpful reflection from something like rumination?
Good question. Rumination is usually seen as getting stuck on negative thoughts, worries, maybe regrets from the past, often going in circles without finding any resolution.
Right, just spinning your wheels.
Exactly. Whereas beneficial reflection, including this positive nostalgia, tends to focus more on meaningful experiences, often positive ones, and it leads to those feelings we talked about: connection, meaning optimism.
Okay.
And there's even some interesting research looking at how people process memories differently. One study, it was with adolescents, looked at how they talked about past events. For boys, it seems like just talking more about their internal states, their thoughts and feelings about both good and bad memories, was linked to better well-being. But for girls in that study, the link wasn't as clear-cut.
Huh. Why'd the difference?
Well, the researchers speculated it might be because, for some girls, reflecting on feelings about past stuff could sometimes slide into rumination more easily. But the main point isn't really about gender itself.
It's about the process.
Exactly. It highlights that how you engage with the memory matters hugely. Are you exploring it to understand and connect? Or are you just looping on negative feelings without moving forward? That seems to be key.
So the quality of the reflection is crucial. And you mentioned earlier, making new memories is also vital.
No, absolutely essential. The aim isn't to let the past overshadow the present. Making new memories keeps your life story growing, gives you future positive memories to draw on, and fuels inspiration.
It's about balance. Cherish the past to enrich the present and build the future.
You got it. That's the sweet spot.
Okay, so let's get practical. How do we actually do this? How can we intentionally use our memories day to day for that comfort and well-being boost?
Right, the actionable stuff. The sources had some great ideas. First, and maybe the simplest, is just setting aside some time for it.
Like intentionally.
Yeah, instead of just letting memories pop up whenever. Consciously decide, okay, I'm going to spend 10 minutes looking through old photos, or I'll listen to that playlist from college, or maybe call up a friend you shared a key experience with.
I guess journaling could be really good for this too.
Definitely. Journaling is perfect because it gives you that dedicated time and space to explore things intentionally.
Are there specific prompts that work well?
Yeah, the sources suggested things like, write about a time you overcame a big challenge, or a moment you felt deeply connected to someone, or something you're really proud of from your past. Even just writing out the story of a cherished event in detail. These guide you towards that meaningful reflection.
I like the idea of getting creative with it as well.
For sure. Storytelling is huge. Sharing memories with others not only keeps them alive, but often gives you new angles on them. You could create things too, scrapbooks, photo albums, maybe even little videos now. And rituals can be powerful.
Rituals like what?
Could be something small. Lighting a specific candle that reminds you of someone. Making a point to celebrate anniversaries of important moments, not just the big public ones.
And you can weave this into everyday life too, right? It doesn't have to be a major event.
Not at all. Put on music from your youth while you make dinner. Cook a dish that reminds you of family gatherings. Those little sensory hits throughout the day can give you these microdoses of warmth and connection.
Making it communal sounds really powerful too. You mentioned calling a friend.
Yeah, planning get-togethers focused on shared memories can be amazing. Maybe a themed night where everyone brings old photos, or you cook food from a specific trip or time period.
That sounds fun.
It deepens your connections, and you end up creating new memories that are layered onto the old ones. Reinforces that sense of shared history and belonging.
Okay, and how does gratitude practice fit in? It feels related, that focus on positive.
It's very closely related, yeah. Gratitude practice is basically mindfully focusing on the good things in your life. And often that involves appreciating past experiences or positive memories that led you to where you are now.
But sometimes, if you're stressed or down, trying to feel grateful can feel kind of forced, like you're just going through the motions.
That's a really common feeling, and the sources definitely acknowledge it. The trick seems to be viewing gratitude less as a feeling you have to instantly generate, and more like building a habit, like training your attention muscle.
So you don't have to feel overwhelming joy, just practice looking.
Exactly. Practice the act of noticing things to appreciate. And specificity really helps here.
How so?
Instead of a vague, I'm grateful for my family, try something really specific, like, I'm grateful for the way my partner made me laugh this morning, or I'm grateful for the perfect amount of sugar in my coffee today.
Okay, small, concrete things.
Yeah, it makes it feel more real. Another technique mentioned is imagining life without something you normally take for granted. That can be a surprisingly powerful emotional jolt, makes the gratitude feel much more genuine.
That's great practical advice. And what if someone needs more structured help with memories, maybe older adults or people facing challenges?
Yeah, there's actually a formal therapeutic approach called reminiscence therapy.
Reminiscence therapy. Okay.
It's well established, especially used with older adults or people with cognitive issues. It involves guided recall, discussion, sometimes using tools to help trigger memories.
Like what kind of tools?
Oh, could be objects, music, photos,
Yeah.
even virtual reality sometimes now.
VR. To revisit the past. That's wild.
It can be incredibly effective, apparently. Making those past places or experiences feel more vivid really helps stimulate memory and conversation. The whole point is to gain cognitive, emotional, and social benefits by engaging with the past in a safe, supportive way.
Wow. Okay. So wrapping this all up then, this deep dive, it feels like the big takeaway is that engaging with our memories, especially the good ones, isn't just like a nice hobby.
Not at all. It's actually a scientifically supported practice. You could even call it a tool, something that can actively boost your well-being right now, build resilience to stress.
Strengthen your sense of who you are, your connection to others.
Exactly. It's about consciously weaving the richness of your past into the fabric of your present life.
Using yesterday's warmth to brighten today.
Perfectly put. Which kind of leads to a final thought, maybe a question for you listening. As you go about your work, How might you deliberately use one specific positive memory?
Use it to maybe help navigate a challenge, or even just bring a little extra comfort or joy into an ordinary day.
Yeah. What small ritual could you maybe create, starting today, to honor a moment you cherish and keep its positive energy alive right now?